Hello everyone and welcome to episode 66 of the TEW 2020 UJPW series here on the channels. It is the Excite Series Tour, and we have a major main event, of course, with the All-Asia Heavyweight Champion taking on the Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion, Intosha Kwada taking on Mitsuya Masawa. Gonna be a banger. That is going to be a banger for sure, obviously, with those two men, 2/4, as far as, or you could be someone that's not an idiot and just say half. Oh, I said 2/4, but 1/2 of the four pillars, as this is that's going to be a major main event. Also, the co-main event, the Can-Am Express against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko in a unified world tag team title matchup. Two of the best Gaijin teams battling it out in the co-main. That should be fun, as this is a giant tour, though, 10 nights, and then the final ones of 11 in total. But as far as we'll go through the tour goals, the actual final card, whatnot here, as the first night, it's going to be a big-ass 10-man tag between Super Generation Army and Holy Demon Army. It will be, I believe, Kawada, Taue, Hashimoto, and then I believe it's Fuchi and Ogawa against Masawa, Kobashi, Jun Akiyama, Tsuyoshi Kuchi, and Koji Kanemoto. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the 10-man matchup. And then on night 5, it's a bit of a jump from night 1 to 5, but it's going to be an All-Asia 6-man tag team title matchup. The NWO taking on the Super Generation Army. And that NWO team will be Masahiro Chono, Kaiji Muto, and the third member will be Yuji Nagata, taking on the Super Generation Army team of course, the champions, Kenta Kobashi, Jun Akiyama, and Koji Kanemoto. So that's a big-time matchup. As we kind of a bit of a spoiler there, obviously we know the Super Generation Army will retain because of the final show. They are scheduled to take on the Holy Demon Army, but that should be a fun-ass match, though, especially as a main event. I think it's going to go over really well. And the Can-Am Express, with Headhunter and Vampiro taking on Terry Funk, Big Titan, Wild Pegasus, and Team Malenko on Night 8. Obviously, this is the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup, as you see here. Headhunter and Vampiro against Terry Funk and Big Titan. And then, obviously, the co-main event for the Unified Tag Team titles, Wild Pegasus and Team Malenko against the Can-Am Express. So we're taking those four teams, turning it into an 8-man. And I think, as far as from the team perspective, Terry Funk and Big Titan with Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko is not that far-fetched. The Can-Am Express against the Headhunter Vampiro team's kind of tough, though, because obviously they've wrestled in the past, but it's, as far as we could have went either way with this, I think this way was the better option, though. But yeah, then night 9, we're going to have the NWO taking on the American Bonds Alliance and Yuki Sato, so that's going to be an 8-man tag. It will be, as far as Masahiro Chono, Kaiji Muto, Yuji Nagata, and Jushin Liger taking on the American Bonds Alliance team of course, all the American Bonds Alliance members, so Taz, Steve Williams, and Gary Albright, besides Terry Gordy, because obviously he's in rehab, and then Nuki Sano, as to round that up, obviously building up to the Liger, Nuki Sano, junior heavyweight title matchup for night, as far as on the main event there, or not the main event, before the co-main event for the UJPW junior heavyweight title. And the main event for night 10, we're going to take the heavyweight champion and the junior heavyweight champion, team them up against the challengers for both respective titles. Intosha Kwada and Jushin Liger teaming up, bit of a dream team, taking on Nuki Sano, Mitsuya Masawa. That should be a fun-ass match, though. We'll see how that plays out for the final main event, for the final tour show. And as far as this Excite Series tour, though, I think it's going to be an all-timer, to be honest. Obviously, with Kwada and Masawa as the main, that's awesome. The co-main, I think, should deliver very, very well. That Liger-Nuki Sano match, you have a lot of history there. There's a lot of history in this card. Obviously, Kawada and Masawa, of course, those two, they have their history. And as far as Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army, literally a story that's been told since the beginning of the series. And it's still going strong, obviously, because there's just so many different variations. And now we've seen people join and people have climbed up through the rankings of each group. As far as what Jun Akiyama's done, it's been phenomenal to see. And it's been awesome. It's been awesome to see the rise of a lot of those guys, as far as from both stables, and obviously now with Hashimoto part of the Holy Demon Army too. It's been fun. It's been fun to see. But the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup there we already talked about with Headhunter and Vampiro against Terry Funk and Big Titan. So you can see Big Titan, he's entered the last month of his contract, and that is because the WWF came calling, and honestly, because it's kind of towards the end of the save, and he's had a good run. Obviously, he's had actually a great run. He lasted a lot longer than I thought he would. From 92 to 99, that was a hell of a run. 7 years with us, but it's just time. I think it's as far as with WWF, obviously we're pretty solid with money, so we could have matched the deal, but just kind of thinking ahead and thinking we could probably make another big splash by the time the end of the series runs, because there's a lot of contracts coming up that I'm eyeballing and hoping we can get a hold of to bring in to end it out, as far as to have some big names come in. And plus, it's just nice to kind of freshen up the roster a little bit. He's been here forever. Him and Terry Funk, as far as with the BWO, that was a fun little run. And now I think it's ran its course. Terry Funk and Brad Armstrong could be they're a great team already, so that works out for me. It's not that big of a blow losing out on Big Titan. Also, junior heavyweight tag team battle matchup: Masato Fuchi, Yoshinari Ogawa taking on Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. So this might be a big night for the whole Demon Army. They may walk away with half the gold in UJPW. That could be very, very massive to see. Then the undercard, we're going to have the Miracle Violence Alliance against Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto. And a straight-up tag match. That's Albright and Doc, obviously, against Chono and Muto. That should be a fun undercard match. Obviously, that was one of the best tag team matches we've ever done. As far as we did that, I want to say, was it an Excite series? No, I don't think it was an Excite series, actually. I think it was a Summer Action series, like a final show. Had like a 98, 99, something like that. It was, obviously, that was back with Albright before all the struggles. Now, it probably won't be that good of a match, but you never know. As far as two teams with excellent chemistry, should play off pretty well with each other. The only guy that's going to really be bad is Albright. Then we're going to have a junior heavyweight 8-man tag between the BWO and Los Bravados. So that's going to be, as far as with the BWO, Brad Armstrong, Taka Michinoku, Terry Boy, Yoshihiro Tajiri taking on the Los Bravados junior 8-man team of Damien, Psychosis, La Parca, who made his debut last episode, and the man who's going to make his debut this episode, Honoro. As Honoro, of course, it's kind of funny that he's in Los Bravados, because at first I didn't want him to be a part of it, because obviously it's kind of more of like a lucha kind of stable more than anything, but I feel like he kind of can fit in with these guys. So Los Bravados got a headhunter, they have a vampire, they have a psychopath, they have a devil worshiper, I guess, for Damien, and then a skeleton man for La Parca, and now they have a ghost. So what a cast of characters for Los Bravados. But as far as I think, they've given the undercard some flavor, I think. Yeah, just because as far as you're going to have a lot of different guys in there that work a lot of different styles, but mostly lucha based. Some can kind of do the Japanese brass stuff. Some maybe not really can't. But as far as I think, Damien's a good kind of guy in the middle, because he can kind of work the pro style, but obviously has the lucha base, and as far as obviously the Parca, full on. I would say probably more lucha than anybody out of those four. But yeah, I mean, that's going... Well, him and La Parca, obviously. Parker's also got a unique lucha style, because he's kind of got like the traditional lucha, where he can not really more so the high-flying aspect of lucha, but more of the brawling aspect of it. That kind of happens a little bit more later when it gets bigger, but right now it could work pretty well, I think. I think that style translates pretty well to Japanese pro wrestling, being able to brawl, walk and brawl, if you will. I would definitely say that's kind of the heavyweight luchador style, for sure. But yeah, I think that's going to be a fun card, top to bottom. It's got some it's got some great talent. Hayabusa's going to kill it. Him and Fuchi's going to kill it. Same thing for obviously Chono, Muto, and Steve Williams. Really, the opener is the only big question mark, and even then, Brad Armstrong is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting in that one, so shouldn't be that bad of a card. Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully we get there in one piece, because, it's a long tour. 10 days, a lot can happen. We're going to get this first night underway, though, as we get a backstage incident, and it's our new... Okay, so, this is what we don't want on your first day, being a part of a road agent here, as he was always done painkillers. We really got to give him an exclusive deal or something to kind of get his shit together, because, boy, it's bad. It's real bad. But yeah, I mean, as far as our main event, we want to go with that big-ass 10-man. Oh, so he has it's Masato Tanaka and Masato Fuchi. Okay, yeah, then Tsuyoshi Kuchi's in there with Koji Kanemoto. So, yeah, I mean, as far as Hashimoto's going to be Koji Kanemoto, I don't know how I feel about that, but just a little build-up between the two stables, obviously, and building up to a potential six-man there. So we got the New World Order versus Miracle Alliance Alliance. We'll go ahead and add this one next. Oh, the six-man, though. Kensuke Sasaki with Chono and Muto. It's pretty sick, as Kensuke Sasaki's going to beat Taz. Every time they have fucking Doc be the man of the match here, as far as the road agent and in the match. That should be fun. And then we're going to have Liger and Sasuke taking on Shudo of Naoki Sano and Kazuya Yamasaki. Sasuke is going to beat Kazuya Yamasaki. We'll see how Liger does him and Sasuke as a team. You also have the Blonde Crushers versus Vader and Two Cold Scorpio. Steal the show matchup as Candido's going to beat Two Cold Scorpio. I don't know how if oh, that's right, Johnny Ace is hurt. That's right, he's got his ruptured spleen. How could I forget? We'll have it be Dan Spivey now. I don't think they work well together as a team, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Well, shit. Alright, we'll put a pin in that. As Los Pavano, BWO. We'll add that next. As just a regular six-man. So this is Honor's debut. As he will be interfering against, against Terry Boy, costing him the win. So as far as it's not going to be a decisive win, I don't want it to be that, as far as with the finish, I don't want to just call it outside interference finish, but it's a major, major blow as far as from Honoro. Really, the idea is Terry Boy sees him and he thinks he's seeing a ghost, so he just kind of freaks out a little bit. But obviously, he is a mortal man underneath all that makeup, but we're going to keep the idea of him being a ghost for a little bit, just for the sake of it being Terry Boy and letting him and Taka and Tajiri kind of have some comedy stuff on the tour. Just a funny might not equal money, but it's nice to get through an undercard sometimes with some funny stuff. It's Flynnzuki. As of course Machizuki and Jerry Flynn taking on the Fantastics here. This is a great win and a great opportunity for him as Jerry Flynn's going to get the win. Tom Rogers is pissed. Then we'll have the undercard. As far as the Young Lion, well, maybe not potentially Young Lions, but this match is involving Young Lion as Ogawa and Chavo. Chavo just, he's 5 years in now. It's crazy, 28 though. It feels like he was a lot younger, kind of thinking back at the time. But I think the American landscape of wrestling was very different in the sense, like, literally The Rock was the same age, if not younger. And you kind of think about it like that in 1999, but in the WCW side, like a guy like Chavo was like a young upstart. Yeah, obviously, in the WCW, having like Hogan and Nash and a lot of the older guys just kind of trickle down like that. Perspective, the big thing. There's Kiyoshi Tamura, though. It's going to beat Naomichi Marufuji. That's a fun match, though. So, yeah, back to this. Now we're finally back here. So, yeah, we're going to just go with Spivey and Jericho. I think we're going to have Spivey lose to Vader now, because that just kind of makes more sense. Yeah, but that's a solid first night. I don't think anything's too crazy on that first night. Or, as far as, did it add it? I know I got fucked over last time with that. Oh, that's right, we had to change that. There we go. Alright, we're all squared away now. Finally, alright, so, we'll have that go after the Fantastic Flynnzuki match. I think that's the best place for it. Let's see, Chubu. It's always a good call to start off here. Nagata City Gymnasium for the first night. Here we go. As 57 for the opener. Kiyoshi Tamura getting the win there, 952. Almost a sellout. 50-some people shy. So Ogawa beating Chavo Guerrero Jr. That was a poor match, but yeah, for the sake of kind of torture, I don't think it was a bad undercard matchup, but for the scope of things, I can definitely see that being the case. Jerry Flynn getting the win over Tommy Rogers, a double head kick with him and Machizuki. So they have excellent chemistry, so that bumped Jerry Flynn to at least be better than Fulton and Rogers, but still, obviously Machizuki much worse than everybody else on that matchup, and especially having a young lion. Actually, I think he might have actually been elevated out of a young lion phase by now, but a borderline young lion, we'll just say for the sake of it. Not a great sign. But the 76th up for the Steal the Show matchup of Jericho and Spivey against Two Cold Scorpio and Vader. I could have swore we had Spivey lose. I guess we didn't, as Vader's going to pin Jericho with the Vader bomb. 9:31. Tough break, Chris Jericho. I tried to save you. As Los Bravano and the BWO as the Skull Bomb from La Parca over Terry Boy at 9:50. It's actually a good little match when you kind of think about it. A lot of those guys had just been called up within the past year. Like, obviously, the Parker just got called up, last month. And even then, it was like the very last show. So, he's basically a new guy. Terry Boy's been around for a little bit now, but the same thing for, like, Taka. He was, brought up. Oh, yeah, him and Terry Boy were brought up at the same time. So, around the same type of build. So that's kind of cool. That's cool to see. Especially, with Brad Armstrong doing so well in that matchup. Goddamn. There's a 90 for Sasuke and Liger against Kazuya Yamasaki and Yuki Sano. What a match. What a win for the great Sasuke, though, beating Kazuya Yamasaki with Enziguri in 20 minutes. 87 for Kensuke Sasaki, with Kaiji Muto and Masahiro Chono beating the Miracle Funds Alliance. Yeah, Albright's basically a little bit better than Taz at this point, and that's about it. As far as the Stranglehold Gama from Kensuke Sasaki over Taz. The big-ass 10-man's a 93, as Shinya Hashimoto pinning Koji Kanemoto with the Jumping Spike DDT in 20 minutes. Great win. Yeah, great little match. Masawa, Kobashi, Kawada, Hashimoto, even Taui, even with an 80. Masato Tanaka was at 70. There we go. He's getting better. Fuck yeah. What a match. Very, very pleased with that matchup. Crazy Koji Kanemoto's the worst guy in the match. I think he was really off his game, but very rare to see that. Oh, yeah, what a show. That was a hell of a main. This could have been the go main, and yeah, other than that, I think it was a damn near perfect show for what we asked for him. Hell yeah, what a first night. In the books. No injuries, nothing like that. So on to night 2, we get... Alrighty, night 2, we get a backstage incident. Hopefully it's not Stan Hansen again. Okay, so now it's Taz out for Ruthless Court. She's moaning about stuff all the time, bumming everyone else out, being a Debbie Downer. So the judge, Shinya Hashimoto, found him guilty and sentenced him to shut up or cheer up about drinks after the show. Alrighty. I forgot what happened to that Eddie Hayabusa matchup, but there's no way it should have been a 79. I think either somebody got hurt, or... yeah, something happened there. Because that should have been really, really good. As far as the main event for this night, that's a good question. We got a British Combat Club New World Order matchup. As far as that's a 6-man. We have Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko, Hayabusa, and Jinsei Shinzaki against the Can-Am crew. I like that. I don't think that'd be the main, but I do like this matchup as Jinsei Shinzaki is going to beat Van Dam. I do want to see, the Shudo, Sasuke, Liger, Yuji Nagata matchup. Yuji Nagata's going to beat Osamu Nishimura. Then Goji against the American Vons Alliance. As Doc's going to get the win there. It's a big win for the American Vons Alliance. We'll probably bump that one up. Yeah, probably put it there. British Combat Club and the New World Order. Yeah, about to say, so 10 Gojis in this match, so yeah, we probably shouldn't do it. Guess we could have Vader. Yeah, I guess we could do this. We could do Vader, Mike Awesome. Oh, that's right, Mike's fucking... yeah, he's not, he's still in rehab. Yeah, we, probably can't do that match. Yeah. Yeah, so that's gonna be a no on that. That's fine. We'll, go with something a little different. Let's go Wild and Ready. And Wellington Wilkins Jr. Why not? Yeah, this be an easy win here for the British Combat Club team. Mainly because they're the actual team. I want them to get a win. I love Johnny Smith beat... actually, I love Norman Smiley. Because I love Norman. But yeah, well, Wellington Wilkins Jr. take the fall, but... it's going to be a nice win for Norman. Yeah, just a little 10-minute matchup, nothing crazy there. Mainly undercard stuff. Wellington Wilkins Jr. has the biggest fucking ego in the world. As Sayama and Tiger Mask 4 against Shinichi Funaki and Damone Honda. It's another undercard matchup as Damone Honda's going to beat Sayama. It's a big win for Damone Honda. As, yeah, we can try to delete that, but I forgot. Yeah, you can't really... can't even delete stuff. Los Bravano versus the BWO 6-man tag. Scott Norton's going to beat Abyss in 20 minutes. What the fuck's Big Titan doing? Is he already working for the Fed here? Is that what it is? Must be. Bastard. Because, yeah, I think he can work some days until his contract's up. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here, because I don't think he's injured. Let me, have some blackers. Cocksucker. What a cocksucker. Well, shit. Well, we'll just make it a tag. As, yeah, we'll do Headhunter and Abyss against Terry Funk and Scott Norton. Shit. I don't want to give it 20 minutes now, so we'll bump that down to 10. Alright. 10-minute matchup. Alrighty. As we gotta make sure it's set. Tommy Rogers and Jerry Flynn. This might be the Steal the Show matchup because we need one. Yes, Jerry Flynn's going to beat Tommy Rogers, and then Bobby Fulton's going to beat Machizuki in 10 minutes. So yeah, I mean, had to change it up a little bit, but nothing too crazy. We got everything kind of lined up. Man, that sucks that we didn't have Big Titan though. Luckily, he wasn't going to be putting anybody over or anything, but yeah, I mean, as far as yet, Wells and Wilkins Jr., again, I cannot believe he's upset about losing to Norman, but it is what it is. We'll run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza, get this out of the way. See what we get. So, an interesting main event, though, with Tengoji Miracle Man's Alliance. We'll see how that goes. Bobby Fulton, though, is going to beat Machizuki in 10 minutes with the fantastic flip. Actually, I just realized I think we should probably change some of the card. Yeah, I think we should bump that down to here. Yeah, I think bump this up here. Just a little change of the card, nothing too crazy there. Then Tommy Rogers, Jerry Flynn, they don't click, so great Steal the Show match of that is. Both guys do 45s. Yeah, just brutal. 75 though. Wow, still a lot better than expected. I guess because Norman is going to do well, and Weldon Williams Jr. with the 73. Surprised Johnny Smith did as bad as he did, but Takayama and Dave Taylor did the same. It's Nakanishi, it was the worst guy in the match, but it's not a bad match. Not better, better than this. 66 here is Satoru Sayama and Tiger Mask 4 against Tomohon Honda and Shinichi Funaki. Tomohon Honda getting the German suplex win over Satoru Sayama in 10-18. 74 for Scott Norton and Terry Funk against Abyss and the Headhunter, as the Headhunter and Terry Funk out involved in the finish here. Scott Norton's going to beat Abyss the Flashbreaker. Shout out Scott Norton, getting a win. Needs it, 85. I mean, this, anytime we have Liger, Sasuke, Naoki Sano, and Kazuya Yamasaki, just seems to go over well. That's exactly the case here. As Nagata with the Brainbuster over Summon Ishimori in 20 minutes. 77. Hayabusa breaks his ribs. Cool. Cool. As that's exactly what we need. Broken fucking ribs. Hayabusa with 84, though. So it was a good performance. Dean Malenko, Wild Pegasus, Dan Crawford, Van Dam with a 48 there. As Jinsei Shinzaki involved in the finish. Gets the submission win in 2010. A 66 not bad for Jinsei Shinzaki, but just sucks that I think the broken ribs kind of hurt the match a little bit. And then the main event's in 82. Stock and Albright get the win over Tenkoji. It's Dr. Death with the backdrop driver in 20 minutes over Satoshi Kojima. Nice win. Nice win. As far as, was it the right decision? I think so. I think Doc's, obviously with the 99, he's the man. He's kind of partnered now with terrible people, unfortunately. But, second night, a little rocky. Get the broken ribs, not a great main event compared to what we just had for night one, but I think we'll get rocking and rolling, though. As on to night 3, we got, alright, night 3, as far as they got us in the Star Lanes, I believe. Yeah, we'll keep it there. Don't mind if I do. As for the main event here, so we got a Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army. I believe this is the 8-man? Yes. So it's Taue, Tanaka, Fuchi, and Ogawa against Kobashi, Junakiyama, Koji Kanemoto, and then Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. Junakiyama's going to beat Masato Tanaka in 20 minutes. And then for the, I guess we could have this be the main. As far as Super Generation Army, Masato and Takeo Mori against the Holy Demon Army, Kawada and Hashimoto. As I want to say there's a team that they don't have great chemistry. It might be this one. It is. So yeah, this will not be the main event, rather. But Kawada's going to beat Takeo Mori even without the great chemistry. We're going to have Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko and Chris Candido take on the Can-Am crew. This is mainly just to give Candido a win over Rob Van Dam, but again, I feel like with the Blonde Squad, they could team up with Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko and Eddie. It just seems like it's an easy kind of link between those two stables, and I kind of like that. Sometimes you like to have stables that can work within each other, as far as kind of like having a bit of an alliance, if you will, between those two. Just makes for, I think it makes for not only better booking, but a little bit more of a kind of splinter story, if you will, as far as making it a little bit like the world kind of, maybe not the world, but the land of UJPW, if you will, just for the sake of this type of example, to where Blonde Squad and Wild Pegasus, Steve Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Chavo, like they can work well within Blonde Squad because they kind of have the same ideology, as far as Gaijin teams that are babyfaces for the most part. And now that the Blonde Squad doesn't have Hanson, now that it really can help them out as far as helping both teams out, and now that Eddie's also out for a couple of months, so just as far as because they're now kind of at their weakest, they can come together and kind of form a bit of a bond because of that and try to strengthen their numbers. So yeah, that's kind of why. Just as far as a little, sometimes I like to talk about why things are happening. So it's always a good idea. I feel like so you guys kind of understand what the fuck's going on. As Los Bravado in the BWO, this is the Junior 6-man. So yeah, this is Honor Row's debut. Is going to be Terry Boy in 10 minutes. And so yeah, I mean, Honor Row, I think he's still working, which is crazy because he's got to be in his 60s by now. I think he works for 666, which is like a little deathmatch like indie in Japan. I want to say, though, I mean, the first time I saw him was in War, and I know he worked Big Japan, and I think, yeah, mainly Big Japan after the 2000s, mainly. Just kind of worked kind of everywhere, because that was kind of the great thing about the 90s and mid-90s and early 2000s, and even the mid-2000s. There was just so many places for Japanese talent to work. You had Osaka Pro, you had Apache Wrestling, you had, as far as now, Big JW and DDT, like, there's just so many places to work compared to what it was, a decade before that, just as far as, because it was just, obviously All Japan and New Japan, and then obviously, Universal Lucha Libre started, and then we're slowly started getting more independent companies going, but now it's obviously, I don't think it's as rich as it was kind of a decade or so ago, but maybe about 2 decades ago, but it's still, it's pretty solid now. There's just a lot more places that have, like, also, filming opportunities too, which is nice. Oh yeah, Headhunter and Abyss against the Titanic Powers. Maybe Big Titan's working tonight? Hey, he is. He's losing to Abyss too. Fuck yeah. Big Van Vader, Too Cold Scorpio against Dan Spivey and Johnny Ace. The Too Cold Scorpio's going to beat Johnny Ace. That's right, Johnny Ace has this fucking spleen issue. We'll have that beat Jericho now. I love that we're literally doing this match again. God damn it. As, yeah, because we literally just did this on the first night. But yeah, this time at least, I think we're going to have Jericho get a win. So at least a little 50-50 booking here. Not Spivey, Too Cold Scorpio losing to Jericho. Fucking just brutal. And now we're going to change this. As, well, actually, let's add Golden Cosmic Kings and Flinzuki here. So Super Astro's going to beat Machizuki. There's nothing too crazy there. And then Jericho and Anaga can go here. So we'll have Jericho and Anaga open up the show. But yeah, back to this. Because I think we could have Shinji Takano and George Takano fit this spot just fine. Just fine. And yeah, this will be a Vader win. He's going to beat Takano. George Takano, to be exact. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, we kind of fumble-fucked our way out of that. Yeah, we got our Steal the Show match. That's good. And obviously Big Titan's going to be pissed, but hey. Welcome to putting people over. Did we... Yeah, okay, we're good to go on the Star Lanes, too. Alright. Yeah, I think the main event's going to deliver. I think that Can-Am Crew match should go over well with Wild Pegasus, Steve Malenko, and Chris Candido, so... Yeah, 74, though, for the opener. It's a solid opener. I mean, it sucks that Hanaga's leaving, but I get it, too, at the same time. We've kind of not really been using him, as far as, like, the veteran junior guy that's kind of doesn't have a place to go as far as with a stable perspective, but he's great for times like this where we can have a good little opener. 77 for the Golden King and Super Astro against Jerry Flynn and Machizuki. Astro Scissors from the Golden Kings here, beating Flenzuki as Super Astro with the Astro Scissors win over Machizuki. Yeah, Machizuki obviously the worst guy in the match. Takes a loss. 73 for Vader and Tuco Scorpio against the Takano brothers. Again, George Takano, worst guy in the match, takes the fall. Pretty self-explanatory. 73 here from Headhunter Abyss against the Titanic Powers. Abyss with the black hole slam over Big Titan. Talk about trying to make a guy. But yeah, obviously Big Titan's leaving, so gotta try and do something with that, and that is a big win for Abyss. As Los Bravano and BWO, this should have been way lower on the card. Actually, looking back, yeah, because like the best guy in this matchup was going to be Psychosis or Damien, and yeah, 65-60, not great, but I think it's a fun undercard match though, because like it's obviously fresh guys and it's a junior 6-man. You can't really go wrong with that on an undercard, especially these 6 guys, and they all kind of have their place. Yeah, I think it's a I think it goes pretty well because you can do comedy with this as well with like Honoru and Terry Boy, kind of Terry Boy being still scared that thinking it's a ghost, and as far as you could really play up that, and obviously you can have Tajiri and Taka come in to kind of turn it up a notch, and obviously Psychosis can kind of work that fast paced style. Same thing with Damien too, so I think you kind of work that out pretty well. Yeah, 89 for Chris Candido, Dean Malenko, Wild Pegasus against Rob Van Dam, Dan Crawford, and Doug Furness. Van Dam's in the 50s, so that's a good sign. As Candido, though, with the blonde bombshell over Rob Van Dam. Feel like that'd be a great guy to take that. Van Dam as athletic as he is, that would be pretty crazy. 79, oof. Yeah, that match. I mean, Takeo Mori almost outperformed Hashimoto and Kawada, so yeah, obviously with the negative chemistry, we were going to have a pretty bad match, and luckily it was a decent one, but yeah, that could have been a lot worse with the Quarter Crab from Kawada over to Takeo Mori. And 83 for the main event, as Super Generation Army, Holy Demon Army, Jun Akiyama getting the win over Masato Tanaka with the wrist clutch Fisherman Buster. Kobashi being the heavy lifter of that one. Nobody else even close. Love it. But yeah, everyone's about the same everywhere else. Because yeah, Kobashi, as far as leading the charge. Yeah, this should have been way lower. I don't know why we didn't. Yeah, we should have swapped this and this. Probably would have been perfect, but it is what it is. So yeah, night 3 in the books. I'm just glad Hayabusa's injury isn't going to really take him out. It's going to affect his ratings, obviously, but it's not going to take him out of the tour. So we get lucky there. As on to night 4 we go. Alrighty, night 4. Another backstage incident. Tsuyoshi Kikuchi was rough versus court, accused of annoying everyone else with his constant boasting and cocky attitude. Kikuchi, you got nothing to brag about, but as the judge, Shin Yashimoto found him guilty and sentenced to remain silent for the rest of the night and buy drinks after the show. It's fucking hilarious. It's Tally passing on tips on psychology to Masato Tanaka. So yeah, we have Vader and Taz. What a match. Because like Taz had a great match with Bigelow, so I just kind of want to see how that would do in this. I'm assuming it's not going to go over too extremely well. So yeah, we're going to have to change that, because I see Johnny Ace is in that match, so that's fun. I've got Wild and Ready against Johnny Smith and Dave Taylor, Terry Funk and Terry Boy against Vampiro and Honoru. Yeah, I mean, there's actually not like a big-time main event here. That's kind of scary. We'll just go ahead and change this real quick. So, I like the Miracle Lines Alliance teaming against New World Order. I like that. Now, the problem is, we don't want it to be Johnny Ace and Dan Spivey in that matchup. So we're going to have to go with something else. Now, if it was me, I wouldn't mind Jun Akiyama potentially, or maybe not Akiyama and Koji Kanemoto, but like something along those lines. Because we have the All-Asia, 6-man tag team title matchup coming up. So maybe we'll go with this. But nonetheless, though, Kojima's going to beat Gary Albright. And it's really this whole thing, what should have Albright lose? I mean, hopefully that's a good main. It's kind of a worst case scenario, like as far as for that to be that high in the card. But this is a solid co-main now. As far as Fuchi and Ogawa against the Golden Cosmic Kings, of Golden King and Super Astro. So we're gonna have that be a Steal the Show matchup. Oh, we're gonna have Liger and Kiyoshi Tamura be the co-main, though. I got faith in it. This is the first time they've had a match, actually, since '95, I believe. Yeah. So that was the first Best Super Juniors, from what I remember. It was '83 back then, so I think it should be around the same, even a little bit higher here. Yeah, we'll have Vader and Taz go here, as Vader's gonna beat Taz. That's kind of no surprise. Yeah, Terry Funk, Terry Boy, Vampiro, and Honoro, as Terry Boy's gonna beat Honoro, so and just a little him overcoming his fear of the ghost. There's Takayama getting the win over Dave Taylor. Johnny Smith and Dave Taylor. Hopefully it's a decent little matchup. Shinichi Funaki against Yuka Vegeta. Funaki's going to get the win out. Hanaga and Otani. This match might go terribly wrong because they're both unimportant, but we need to book Hanaga as much as we can. I felt like this could help Otani out a little bit, so even if it's going to kind of hurt this card's already going to be bad compared to some of the other ones, so it's just kind of like, well, might as well bite the bullet here. And we'll even have it be a not a sellout show or anything like that. So we'll see. Yeah, 47 is actually not too bad. We got really, really lucky here because they have pretty good chemistry. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. We got pretty lucky there. Otani, though, gets the one with the Cobra Clutch. 10-25. That's not a bad match at all, though. Not bad at all. And Shinichi Funaki getting the win over Kazuchika Fujita, as Funaki getting the win with Sean Capture in 10-15. 66 for Nakanishi and Takayama against Dave Taylor and Johnny Smith. The wrong team wins, but this is mainly just to have Dave Taylor lose, so I don't really mind that too much, as Terry Funk and Terry Boy beating Honro and Vampiro as damn near identical. Just a slightly better team than Terry Funk and Terry Boy. Is the Miracle Ecstasy. Well, that's an awesome finish, though. The choke bomb. I believe that's what that is, if memory serves me correct. Because it was always funny, a guy that small doing a choke bomb, but he made it look awesome, though. Because that move rules. Big Van Vader beating Taz with the Vader bomb in 10:08. It's funny, Taz is now, it's 1999. After 7 years of trying, he's almost in the 60s. Unreal. Golden King and Super Astro losing to the Ogawa Fuchi team, which is actually, I think that's the right decision, yeah, especially with the ratings there, so I don't mind that at all. Fuchi getting the backdrop suplex win, 10-11. And then Liger and Kiyoshi Tamura, 82, as Liger getting on with the Brainbuster in 20 minutes, 75 for the main event, as Satoshi Kojima with the cutter over Gary Albright. Yeah, Albright with a 68. It's not too bad. Kojima actually because he was really off his game, he actually got outperformed here. But I think it was the right call to still have, Tengoji get a win. But it was close, though, because having Koji Kanemoto and Jun Akiyama involved in the match. But again, we wanted to have the established team be kind of the thrown-together team. It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. That opener, we got lucky. That was only a 47. That could have been a lot worse. So almost at the halfway point of the tour. As on to Night 5 we go. Alrighty, Night 5. As it back to this thing, Kazuchika Vegeta as Ruffle Russ's court. Accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out. I find that hard to believe, as Kazuchika Vegeta seems like the real party animal. As the judge Shinya Shibata found him guilty, innocent, and buy drinks after the show. Hopefully no one pulls a rib on him while he's got a drink. Hand sanitizer. That'd be real bad. So we got the New World Order Super Junior Army. Here's the All-Asia 6-man tag team title matchup as Kobashi. Oh, it's Sasuke in that matchup. I kind of like that, though. Yeah, let's go with it. It's Kobashi, though. He's going to beat Masahiro Chono, so they're going to retain nonetheless, but that's a hell of a match. And that's a fun main event. We rarely, of course, have tour shows that have title matches on them, so it's nice to have that, just for a nice little change of pace. The whole Human Army taking on Taue and Takeo Mori in the co-main, as Taue's going to beat Takeo Mori. And then Masa Fuchi and Yoshino Ogawa against the Blonde Bombers. This is just to give more wins for Fuchi and Ogawa going into their title matchup. Then we're going to have, Kojima and Johnny Ace. That's not happening, and neither is, well, I guess we still have Spivey and Tenzan happen, so we'll just go with that. We also have Sayama and Tiger Mask 4 against George Nakano and Shinichi Nakano. This is just to give Tiger Mask 4 win. Los Pavano versus the BWO. It's an 8-man. Brad Armstrong's going to beat Psychosis. This is definitely getting higher on the card. Then Masashi Iwagi's going to lose to Rob Van Dam. We're trying to give Rob Van Dam some momentum here at the cost of Masashi Iwagi. So yeah, this was still going to give Johnny Ace a win, or rather Satoshi Kojima a win. It's just now going to be against Hideki Ozaka, who hasn't been used probably since night 1 with the Battle Royal, the Million Battle Royal, if I had to guess. But yeah, this 20 minutes, so hold on. Oh no, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. 10 minutes is fine. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we'll have that go after that. So, yeah, I mean, pretty traditional undercard. Traditional main event, co-main event, as far as with the Super Generation Army taking on the NWO and also Holy Demon Army against the Super Generation Army as well. As, let's see, we've ran just about everywhere, but we haven't ran Osaka, I know that much. So we'll run the Wakayama Professional Gym. We're almost halfway there as far as with the Osaka Professional Gym. We might, or even the Kobe, the War Memorial Hall, which is a pretty awesome venue in itself. I think we might go with just the Osaka Professional Gym here. Why not? Let's live a little. As, night 5, I think it should go over relatively well. That's actually a solid opener. Iwagi's not bad, is the thing. He's just, again, a guy without, a country, as far as a guy not having a stable, with how I book these tours. It's really hard to get booked when you're not a part of a group, just as far as, you miss out on 6-mans, you miss out on 8-mans, you just miss out on being booked. But Rob Van Dam beating Masashi Iwagi for the 5-star Frog Splash, 58 from Sayama, and Tiger Mask 4 against George Nakano, Shinichi Nakano, as Tiger Mask 4 pitting George Nakano with a flying headbutt. Not bad at all, as Sayama and Tiger Mask 4. They were the better teams. I'm glad they got the win. Shinichi Nakano's better than George Nakano, so that's just kind of funny. We might be able to start doing Shunji Nakano and Shinichi Nakano again as a team, rather than having George and Shunji team up. But yeah, it's a solid match. Satoshi Kojima with a set-out Spinebuster over Hideki Ozaka, 10:09 to 70. It's not a bad match. 69 for Spivey and Tenzan. Yeah, Spivey's the worst. So they had a kind of ice from Tenzan in 10 minutes. 78 for the Los Bravano BWO matchup, as Brad Armstrong pinning Psychosis with the side Russian leg sweep. Probably should have not had Big Titan get involved in this matchup and not lose, but at the same time, we kind of need to give BWO some momentum, obviously, so just kind of torn there from that perspective, but I think it's still a solid little matchup. 80 for Fuchi and Ogawa against Jericho and Candido, as they were the better team, funny enough, thanks to Ogawa being really off his game, but it's a good match. It's a good match for sure. Backdrop suplex from Fuchi over Jericho, and then a 90 for the Holy Demon Army against Takeo Omori and Masawa. I like that we could have Masawa and Takeo Omori team up, because in real life, Masawa was a real backer of Takeo Omori. That's kind of why the split happened, because Mrs. Baba was not a fan of Takeo Omori. And Masawa thought he was kind of like the next big guy for the, kind of the new millennium, as far as the next big thing. And, just kind of funny how that worked out, because, Takeo Omori, he didn't really get booked, crazy well, and then he went back to All Japan, so it just kind of didn't make any sense when you think of it from that perspective, but kind of funny how that works out. Because he's kind of more, even then, really not even kind of going back to All Japan, he would team up with kind of Kashinaka more. I know I think the first Wrestle World, as 2005, so that's the January 4th show. He's on that card. So yeah, just kind of wild, I think, how kind of that all worked out. When you kind of think of a guy that you put your kind of neck out of the line for somebody like that, you figured they would kind of be with him until, as far as until Masawa's passing, but that was not the case at all. Not the case at all. Powerbomb no Dao Tachi combination from Taue, though on Takeo Omori, and that's what we need. Great main event. Love it. This is exactly what the six-man title should be all about, right? Main eventing some of these tour shows when we have these long-ass tours. And it's their first defense, too. And it's a hell of a match. Obviously, a Sasuke, Kajimuto, Masayo Chono team is a hell of a team. They actually outperformed the other team, which is no surprise. But, yeah, I mean, this was awesome. That went exactly how we expected that to go. We didn't have a Steel Show match, though. Whoops. Our bad. But that's alright. It was, yeah, if I should have just done Satoshi Kojima and Hideki Osaka as the Steel Show matchup, that would have went really, really well. But it's still an 87, so it's not the end of the world there. Those stats are very generous for Bryan Adams. I'll say this. Easily. Like, the Kona Crush era, like Bryan Adams, I get it, because he was over. But every other run, he's fucking god-awful. These stats are crazy for how... I guess I kind of see why that is, because that was kind of prime Kona Crush. 92. Even actually, that was before Kona Crush. Yeah, I don't know why those went so his way, but yeah, I mean, because he is god-awful. That tag match that him and Brian Clark had against Kane and Taker, I think that's Unforgiven, 2001, whichever. It's a very infamous match because Taker gets just extremely upset mid-match. Just, I was like, oh, fuck, because it's so bad. It's great. Oh yeah, there's some of our newest signings going to I would say the dojo, but they're going to FMW. Some aren't, though. We're going to send Punk to ECW, because that'd be fun. Maybe AJ, too. But yeah, just as far as from them. Suzumu Yokosuka, though, is the man, so that's going to be fun. Oh yeah, on to night 6, we go. Alrighty, night 6, backstage incidents. Let's see what they are. As Kazuya Yamasaki brought for wrestler's court, accused of not paying attention during a locker room meeting, as the judge Shin Yashimoto found him guilty and sentenced him by a crate of beer for the locker room. Stan Hansen and Abyss. I love it that Stan Hansen's his fucking mentor as he's passing on tips on psychology to Abyss. Oh my, that just makes me want to see an Abyss like early mid 2000s Japan run now. Like that would have rolled. It's tough because like in a weird way, all Japan would have kind of been the worst case scenario for him. He would have great matches though, like him and Kojima would have rolled. But like he worked so well with smaller dudes. Like him and Tanahashi would have killed it. Like if Tanahashi and Bernard had great matches, and Bernard never really was like the greatest of workers, especially with like smaller dudes. Yeah, I mean you could only imagine, especially with Abyss, what he could do with AJ. So I mean that would have been awesome. But yeah, that's unfortunately just a fever dream. Just a dream. As a Super Generation Army Holy Demon Army, it's an 8-man, but we're going to have a time limit draw here. Felt like this is the best case scenario here to really put over the struggle of this tour and how these two teams back and forth any given night are better than one another. And for one night here, on this night, 7? I just want to double check. Night 6. It's a draw, and I just feel like that's the best way of going about it. We're also going to have singles matches for Wild Pegasus and Dan Crawford, and Doug Furnas and Dean Malenko. So a huge upset here with Wild Pegasus beating Dan Crawford, because I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. Crawford was going to complain about it, but noticed the intimidating sight of Wild Pegasus cracking his knuckles and glaring at a change of heart. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Don't want to probably upset that guy. As Doug Furnas beating Dean Malenko. Another upset. Dean Malenko is just the man. He never complains about putting people over. He fucking rules. Then Kaiji Muto, Jushin Liger, and Steve Williams and Nuki Sano. That's a hell of a match, too. As Kaiji Muto's going to beat Nuki Sano again. The actual team beating, and also the dream team of Kaiji Muto and Jushin Liger on the same team. It's pretty cool. As, then we'll have... So this could have been an 8-man, but I figured it'd be best to split this up into 2 tags as well, with Headhunter and Psychosis and Big Titan and Yoshiro Tajiri. Psychosis is going to beat Tajiri, so really not really help elevate anyone over Big Titan so far. Then Terry Funk's going to beat Onro as, I just feel like that's the best case scenario. Then the Fantastics against the Can-Am Junior Express. Lance Storm going to beat Jackie Fulton. We're trying with the Can-Am Junior Express. Want to get those guys over. And Chavo and Chris Jericho open up the show with Chris beating him in 10 minutes. Oh, we went a little bit over our time. Think about that. Let's just make it 2:30. Give him some more commercial CBS. Folk as yeah, I think we need to steal the show matchup because I wasn't really seeing one. Yeah. As far as it's probably the best case scenario for it to be this, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Because this is going to be a good match, I really do think. Just as far as the Canadian Junior Express and the Fantastics, but maybe not to the degree that we probably could hope for. You know, on the Wakayama Professional Gym this time around. I like the little going from the big ass, you know, to the big gymnasium to the smaller one for the next night in Wakayama. 67 though for Jericho and Chavo. Lion Tamer from Chris Jericho. 941. Who would have thought? These two may could have a good match. It's Bobby Fulton, Jackie Fulton. I'm sure that happens on WCW as the Can-Am Junior Express beating the Fantastics. It was relatively close, especially for Lance and Jackie Fulton, which that was obviously who were involved in the finish. But yeah, the super kick and the 5-star frog splash. I just feel like that's obviously another great Impact finish, and sudden Impact too. It's a fun name for it, and yeah, I think this could be a match that definitely could see being a relatively good one, especially for the undercards. We'll take the 66 for Terry Funk and Terry Boy. Gets Onro and Abyss as Onro outperforming Abyss. I'm not surprised by that, to be honest, because obviously Abyss, this isn't like his prime, 1999. Those are kind of Onro. It's kind of, it's obviously he's starting out, but he's still, probably a better talent than Abyss was in 1999, if I had to guess. Then Terry Boy, though, was a 44. I thought he would do a little bit better now that he's been teaming up with Terry and getting some more performances and getting some wins. Just hasn't been the case. But Terry Funk, though, with the spinning toad. Spinning toad on a ghost. Gotta love that. As Psychosis with the guillotine leg drop over Yoshihiro Tajiri. It's a good match. Headhunter, though, almost I got outperformed by Psychosis. That's wild. Was not ready for that. Is he already doing, is he declining physically? What's going on with the Headhunter? It's just holding back. You gotta double check those things sometimes. Yeah, Kaiji Muto, Jushin Liger, what a team. Just, especially in this era of, 1999, because we haven't shaved Muto's head yet, but it's probably coming. He doesn't shave it until the new millennium, till after the WCW run, so maybe we probably shouldn't do it, since that didn't happen in real life, but that look was awesome, and it revolutionized not only Japanese pro wrestling, but it revolutionized his career. That gave him a hell of a run. Some of his best shit, fucking invented the Shining Wizard. What a run. But, Liger and Muto beating Steve Williams and Nuki Sana. It's a hell of a match, though. Surprised it was only an 85, thought it'd be a little bit better, but hey, we'll take it. Got the crowd hotter, too. Dean Malenko, Doug Furnas, they have pretty good chemistry. Completely forgot about that as Doug Furnas with Frankensteiner over Dean Malenko. That's just a funny finish when it's somebody that big against somebody that small, taking a Frankensteiner, but shout out to those two having a very good matchup. And an 88 here for Dan Crawford and Wild Bag. This is Wild Bomb from Chris over Crawford in 25-49. Yeah, there's a world out there where instead of Crawford and Furnace going to WWF, they go to ECW and then WCW. They don't go to, which they probably would have been fucked over just as much on WCW, but I think that the crowd, at least for WCW, that audience, they still loved like NWA, like professional wrestling, so it would have went a little bit better than the WCW run, but just by that time Bischoff hated tag teams, so they probably got fucked over too, so I guess there's that. It's a goddamn shame, because they're a great team. It just sucks that the American wrestling scene at that time, as far as we all know, WWF doesn't give a shit about tag teams, but they would start to give a shit in 1999, once they had the Dudleys and Christian and the Hardys, and it was really rocking and rolling, and APA were over. There were teams that were over, so it helped it out, but other than that, I mean, goddamn, they, some of the Road Warriors, which there's a story about that, they're, maybe they treat that a little differently, but they used to give guys tours of The Office up in Stanford, and Kendrick and Paul London went as far. It was them and Snitsky. What a group! That was who they took their tour with, and Shane did the tour, and they went to like their little kind of up on the wall. It was like had to have been obviously before the Road Warriors were inducted. because this was like when, obviously, this is like the mid 2000s. Mid to the late 2000s, and Shane just kind of looks at the, like, shows him the wall, and there's like no tag teams. So, obviously London and Kendrick being a team is like, hey, what's a guy got to do to, get a fucking picture on the wall if he appears a tag team? And Shane just is like, well, in my opinion, I haven't given a shit about a single tag team unless it was the Road Warriors. I was like, oh, all right. It's a great answer to give someone on their tour of the company. Like, oh yeah, your position, we're not gonna give a shit about it. It's brutal. That's that place for you. But at 88 though, for that to come in. About 93 though, for the Super Generation Army and the Holy Demon Army. And it's 30-minute time to withdraw. I think that's the best case scenario there as far as a 93. Awesome though, awesome stuff. I'm glad that went over well. I was hoping it would, but obviously you don't want to take stuff for granted, but obviously with the, Masato, Kobashi, Taue, and Quad, it's not going to be a bad match, but it went pretty well. Hashimoto, did better than Taue, so that actually helped the match out a lot. Taue's one of the worst guys in the match. Yeah, well, could have gained one popularity in one region of Canada, but restricted in the limited number of years. So that's fine. That's fine. We're not really trying to impress the world on these tour shows, but we're almost at the end of it. Just got days 7, 8, 9, and 10 left. We've been very fortunate. No major injuries. The Hayabusa injuries suck, but luckily we kind of didn't really book them a whole lot during this tour. This was kind of more focused on Holy Demon Army and the Super Generation Army, which reason why that is too is because obviously Hayabusa and Shinsei Shinzaki, you can't really team them up with a lot of different teams. So it's, again, they're just not being a part of stables kind of fucked them a little bit. But on to night 7 we go. Alrighty, night 7 is a backstage instance. Wednesday Wilkins Jr. brought for Wrestler's Court, accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out, as the judge, Yashimoto, found him guilty and sentenced to 5 drinks after the show. A lot of guys are getting brought to Wrestler's Court, as Taue, passing on tips on psychology to Masato Tanaka. Let's see what Malenko wants. He wants to put over Chris Jericho. Well, that's just fucking awesome. That's what I'm talking about, Dean. Awesome. Awesome. Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko, Java Guerrero, I guess Can-Am crew. I don't think that'll be the main, and probably nowhere close to that. Also gonna have Headhunter, Big Titan, and Terry Funk and Vampiro in a singles matchup. I think this will probably be the main though. Super Generation Army, Holy Demon Army, 6-man here. So it's this is probably the best, maybe not the best case scenario, because probably Hashimoto being in that place instead of Fuchi. But this is damn near the closest to the best 6-man matchup we'll see between these two. We've done this a couple of times, I felt like. Maybe not. Wow. I guess we used to do just kind of Kikuchi instead. Or even Koji Kanemoto. That's wild. This is the first time we've done this. Hard to believe. Sometimes you'll just figure out a new kind of combination of guys and matches where it's the first time meeting. It's wild. But Kawada's going to beat Jun Akiyama, though. It's a big win for the challenger. So, of course, the All-Asia Heavyweight Champion, at least he's going in without having to potentially lose his title, but that's a big-time matchup, though, still, to have. And we are going to have Satoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto take on the Holy Demon Army as well, with Hashimoto and Tanaka. So Koji Kanemoto is going to beat Masato Tanaka there in 20 minutes. I think we're going to have Terry Funk and Vampiro, be the co-main, which Vampiro will beat Terry Funk. That's a huge win. Huge win. Of course, we know Headhunter is going to beat Big Titan. It's not really helping elevate somebody, but it's a good match nonetheless. As far as the British Combat Club, with Nuki Sano taking on Hiroshi Tenzan, Satoshi Kojima, and Jushin Liger. Tenzan's going to beat Johnny Smith. I think we're going to bump that up to, I think we're going to put that there. Then the 6-man, as the Can-Am crew, will get the win, as Lance Storm's going to beat Chavo. Then we'll have 2 Colt Scorpio Machizuki. Because Machizuki's a little bit better than Togi Makabe. Yeah, we sent Ishii to FMW, but we haven't sent Makabe yet, just because he's a little bit, he's been used not as much compared to, I think we're actually going to have this be a Steal the Show matchup now. If you're looking at it, we need a Steal the Show matchup anyways. There we go. So, I mean, as far as, you got the Dreamies, got the Sunrise Sun Plaza. Yeah, Sunrise Sun Plaza it is. Alright. Night 7, though. Should be a pretty good show. I like that main. I like the co-main. I think everything's going to go over pretty well. At least this goes over well, too. It's Jerry Flynn with the cross armbar in 10:24. Awesome. 67 for Too Cold Scorpio Machizuki. They have great chemistry. So that works out. Scorpio Splash over Machizuki in 10 minutes. As an 80 for Chavo, Chris, and Dean Malenko taking on the Can-Am crew. As Lance Storm's almost in the 60s, so he's done really well for himself as well. As Lance Storm with the Canadian Maple Leaf. That must be the single leg Boston Crab. Must be. I don't know why I was thinking it was something else called that, but yeah. Never realized that was called the Canadian Maple Leaf. I guess that kind of makes sense when you get, like, the one stem of the leaf is the one leg Boston Crab, maybe. I can see the resemblance of why that's the name. Big Titan, though, losing to Headhunter with the diving leg drop. Somebody that's fucking big doing a leg drop just rolls. And 9:57 is 84 for Tsuyoshi and Koji Kanemoto against Masato Tanaka and Shinya Hashimoto. Hashimoto was the best guy in the match, I figured so, but I would say the better team and the kind of team that's worked the most, too, in Kanemoto and Kikuchi getting the win. Not a bad match at all. 84-91 for the sixth man of the British Combat Club with Nuki Sano against Liger and Tenkoji. Tenzan Tombstone Driver from Tenzan over Johnny Smith. Love this match, though. Love it. Oh, that didn't go as well as I thought it would, but it's still a good match. The Vampire with a nail in the coffin over Terry Funk. He outperformed him, so shout out Terry Funk for putting over somebody. And 97 for the main event as Kawada pinning Jun Akiyama with the Kawada driver. Yep, I mean, this is why this story's been going on from the beginning. Because we can still have a fresh matchup in 1999, and it still delivers. As that's awesome. Yeah, 95, though. What a show. As, yeah, I mean, again, we're just kind of rolling. We know what the, when you have a Super Generation Army, Holy Demon Army, kind of final show, and you can build up to that, it flows together so seamlessly compared to some of the other stuff we do. Well, some of the NWO stuff now, because there's so many guys now, you can kind of build a tour from that as well, but, yeah, it's went really well. As, yeah, on to Night 8 we go. Alrighty, Night 8. As I had no backstage incidents, we're gonna hop right in. I think this 8-man's the main, if I remember correctly, as Crawford and Furnace against Headhunter, Vampire rather, against Terry Funk, Big Titan, Dean Malenko, Wild Pegasus. So Crawford's gonna beat Big Titan there, 20 minutes. Makes sense. Holy Demon Army against Masao, Hayabusa, and Jinsei Shinzaki. It's a great co-main, though. Again, taking two title matches into one, and it kind of makes sense. We've had Hayabusa and Masao team up when they were both champions from the junior heavyweight and heavyweight title pictures, so I think it works out from this perspective. But yeah, Fuchi's going to beat Hayabusa, too, which is pretty massive. Reason why is Night 9, we're going to have two singles matches between, one being Fuchi and Hayabusa, the other being, obviously, Shinzaki and Ogawa. Yeah, so the, let's see, next matchup here. Oh, yeah, can't do that. As, I knew I was going to have Mike Awesome again on one of these other shows. It's Yuji Nagata and the Great Sasuke against Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto, as Nagata's going to beat Kikuchi. Of course, that Nagata-Sasuke team rules, so I'm cool with that. Jun Akiyama and Takeya Mori. We could have, Vader. We could do Vader and Too Cold. It could still work, but just now we're just going to have Jun Akiyama beat Too Cold Scorpio now. Which is not that big of a deal. Oh, what are you about? I'll fucker that right on up. There we go. Nailed it. Oh, did I? Okay, yeah, we're good to go. And, Jesus Christ. There we go. It's Johnny Smith and Norman taking on Tenkoji. So they're, I think they have negative chemistry from what I remember. Let's see, yeah, they have poor chemistry. So at least it's not terrible, but it's not great either. But Kojima's going to beat Johnny Smith there. Tomoe Honda and Shinichi Funaki taking on Kazuya Yamasaki and Satoru Sayama. Tomoe Honda's going to beat Sayama here as El Samurai and Shinjiro Otani. That's a hell of a match. 10-minute match of El Samurai getting a win. And then Super Astro is going to beat Tiger Mask 4 to kick off the show. Yeah, I think this is the right call. I think that's the right order. I think everything like that should play pretty well. Should go over pretty well. So yeah, we're going to run... I think we're going to have the Komazawa General Gymnasium here for this night. I think for night 10, we're going to run Korakuen, or night 9, rather. We might run Korakuen. Run another place night 10, and kind of play it from there. That's at least the idea. Thinking as far as Super Astro is going to beat Tiger Mask 4 with the Astro Scissors. It's actually not a bad performance of Tiger Mask 4. 52 already. It's pretty solid. He's only been on the main kind of roster. He's been in FMW for probably about 2 years, but he's been with us for probably 4 or 5 months. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's Samurai Shinjiro Otani. Pretty good chemistry here. Samurai Bomb from El Samurai in 10 minutes. Not bad at all. 72 from Tomoe Honda and Shinichi Funaki against Shudo. It's Tomoe Honda with his triangle choke over Satori Sayama in 10-17. That's a pretty good finish there. As yeah, Tomoe Honda, I mean, as far as he outperformed Sayama, so it's a good call. I mean, damn near dead even between these two teams, so I don't really mind that at all. Yet Norman and Johnny Smith don't really work well as a team, but the Tengoji performance does pretty well. Almost an 85, which is pretty shocking with how kind of things not really going our way here, but Kojima gets the win with a set-out spinebuster in 20 minutes. 82 for Takeo Mori and Jun Akiyama against Too Cold Scorpio and Big Van Vader. Love the match. Love that it went over, it was an 82. Happy for that. Wrist clutch, Death Valley driver. Shun Akiyama for Too Cold Scorpio. Another guy is cracked. Well, at least this is cracked and not broken, but I feel like it's still the same effect. You're going to be having troubles, going to have your trouble breathing, going to have trouble getting, just moving around. Anytime you have fucked up ribs, it hurts. Hurts. Just do anything. Yuji Nagata tapping out Sia Shikuchi with the inverted figure 4. It's a good match, and I think it went over pretty well. It's pretty close, though, on the ratings, too. I know, obviously, with the 276s, obviously one was going to get outperformed by Sasuke, but at least one outperforms Nagata. Let's go to Kanemoto, as far as putting some blame on that. And yeah, Hayabusa's injury, big toll on him here as he gets a 68, so that's not great. Kind of think of the title match in the future. I mean, Ogawa and Hayabusa do about the same, actually exactly the same. Fuchi outperforms Shinsei Shinzaki, Kawada and Masawa do their thing. This would have been a lot better, obviously, if Hayabusa's at 100%, but it is what it is. Fuchi gets the win nonetheless. And 87 for the main event, the 8-man, as Dan Crawford submitting Big Titan with a Cobra Clutch. Wild Pegasus, Dan Crawford, best guys of the match. How about that? That's a pretty good match. Pretty good main event. I mean, Doug Furnace being the worst guy in the... Or actually, Big Titan was with a 72. So having the worst guy in the main event and have a 72 is not bad with an 8-man matchup. Not bad at all. Yeah, we'll take that. That's actually a really good show. I mean, kind of one mediocre matchup, and even then, for a guy that's still a young lion, I believe, in Tiger Mask 4, I think he actually might have just passed out of the young lion phase. And then with El Samurai, I mean, that was a hell of a match. Hell of a match. Or, not El Samurai, Super Astro, rather, as El Samurai was taking on Shinjiro Otani, obviously. But yeah, I mean, as far as we're rounding up the tour, hopefully nobody else gets seriously hurt. We're getting a couple of injuries now. It's not great, but hopefully nobody gets hurt now for nights 9 and 10. Alrighty, night 9. As I know backstage incidents or anything like that, so I can hop right in. Yeah, this was supposed to be for night 7, but it ended up getting changed here to night 9. As Masahiro Chono, Kaiji Muto, the Great Sasuke, Jushin Thunder Liger against Doc, Albright, Taz, and Yuki Sano. So Liger's going to beat Taz. Mainly just because, poor Taz, he's got to lose there. Kenta Kobashi and Jun Akiyama against Taue and Hashimoto. As far as Kobashi's going to beat Hashimoto, so that's a big win. And Holy Demon Army of Masato Fuchi and Masato Tanaka against Takeo Mori and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, as Masato Tanaka's going to get a win there. Then, of course, Masawa, Kanemoto against Toshio Kawada and Yoshinobu Ogawa. So you could definitely tell the formula of this card. Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army, multi-man matches out the fucking wazoo here. As Masawa's going to beat Ogawa. I think actually we're going to have this be before Taue and Hashimoto and Kobashi Jun Akiyama. I think that's going to be the best match of the three. But we'll see. As, Big Titan, Tajiri against Headhunter and La Parka. As Tajiri's going to beat La Parka. Oh yeah, as Big Titan, is he WWF? Because it's Tuesday, it fucking sure is. God damn it. So we'll just go with this one next. Los Pavano, Terry Funk, Brad Armstrong. This is just giving, obviously, Brad a win. So then we have Nakanishi against George Takano. Is Nakanishi going to get the win? And then Shunji Takano and Yoshiro Takayama. Takayama will be getting the win there. I think we're going to have a singles matchup where a young lion is involved. So let's take a look here. So, yeah, we got... we can use... Oh, yeah, we can use Anaga. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, we might do that. I'm trying to think. We might have an unimportant guy beat Hanaga here. Yeah, we might have Abyss beat him. This might not be the best idea in the world, but it's going to help him out with just popularity, so I'm willing to go through it. But Abyss, rather, it seems like he's getting better, just from the skills. I kind of want to take a look. Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. He's already improved a lot just from the year he's been. Not even a year he's been with us. Probably been around 8 months. So, yeah, psychology's getting better, too. It's gonna turn into a pretty good hand. Because he's Abyss. He fucking rolls. Yeah, stamina's getting up. Athleticism doesn't really change. Same thing with the power and the toughness. Felt like that should be a little bit higher. I mean, the motherfucker did barbed wire fucking death matches. Basics are actually really good. Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. How about that, man? He might turn into a pretty good little worker. Man, yeah. He's lucky. He's probably not lucky. He's unfortunate that he's booked in a scenario where I can't just have him squash people. I guess we could have him squash a Naga. Why not? Why the fuck not? I love a good squash. I just love it. I feel bad for the talent that have to take said squash, but boy, for the person getting the squash, you're on cloud 9 with that. But yeah, that's this is going to be an interesting show. Because that opener, it's probably not going to hit well. Everything else on the card's not really going to hit well. But hopefully this Takeo Mori Kikuchi Holy Demon Army tag match gets us back on track. And so I think we're going to actually run Chubu here. I think we're going to go back to Nagata City Gymnasium. Alright. Night 9 in the books. Let's run it. Yep, 21. Yeah, that's about right. And Abyss with a black hole slam in 5 minutes. Shout out to Naga for doing that. Brutal. So yeah, Mamoru Nakanishi and George Takano. It's Nakanishi getting the German suplex win at 9:57. And Shunji Takano, Yoshiro Takayama, they have a bit of a war. Decent little matchup. Rear naked choke from Takayama in 10 minutes. Love it. Love it, love it. I forgot they have great chemistry, so I'm glad we got to do this. So 74 from Vampiro and Psychosis against Brad Armstrong and Terry Funk. This is actually a pretty good match. Brad Armstrong getting the win with the side rush and leg sweep over Psychosis. Yeah, it's 3 guys in the 70s, and Psychosis almost in the 60s. 76 for Fuchi and Masato Tanaka against Seo Shikuchi and Takeo Mori. As Masato Tanaka pinning Takeo Mori with the Tornado DDT. It's a good little match, though, as, again, Fuchi with an 88, Tanaka with a 73, 70 for Kikuchi, and 67 for Takeo Mori. Right guy gets the win. You know, and obviously the Fuchi-Tanaka team's actually really good, too, with the chemistry boost. Another team with chemistry boost, as Koji Kanemoto, Masawa beats the Kawada Ogawa team. Really, really close, actually, because of the injury from Kanemoto, and also Ogawa being off his game. But yeah, solid match, got the crowd hotter. Masawa with the Tiger Driver. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And the main event... Oh, actually, never mind. It's the co-main. I completely forgot. Yeah, the 8-man's the main. It's Kobashi and Jun Akiyama beating Akira Taue and Shinya Hashimoto. I'm glad we went with this as the main event. Kobashi beating Hashimoto's pretty sick. Hashimoto outperformed him, though, so shout out Hashimoto. It's a Burning Laird from Kobashi. We just finally now added that to his arsenal. I'm glad we did. Because, I mean, it's kind of Kobashi. He's got to be murdering people with that. And Chono cracks his ribs. So we've had 2 cracked ribs and broken ribs so far on this tour. Nobody's ribs are safe, but Liger with the Shooting Star Press over Taz. I think that's a good finish, you know, as far as Liger able to hit the Shooting Star Press. But yeah, the NWO just rolling, you know, with Kaiji Muto, Masahiro Chono, Liger, Sasuke, Vader, Kensuke Sasaki, and Hiroshi Hase, too, Tenkoji, Nagata, like everyone's just rolling. Too Cold Scorpio, even. There's Chono, you know, with the cracked ribs. As it wasn't anybody's fault, but yeah, I mean, probably the wrong thing went on last, but I'm cool with that being the main. Probably should have went with this, but neither here nor there. So yeah, the final tour show, it's upon us, night 10. We've made it, as hopefully nobody seriously gets hurt on this final show, especially somebody that's going to be on that final show. I think Chono's injury should heal up in time. Cracked ribs usually take around a week or so that's going to be around the time, obviously, this Sunday's, the Excite series. So, should go over pretty well. Take a week to heal, so that's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so on to night 10 we go. Alright, final tour show, night 10. It is upon us backstage incident as TEW passing on Psychology to Masato Tanaka. As, so this is where the singles matches are happening for Hayabusa and Fuchi and Ogawa and Jinsei Shinzaki, so just glad. I think I talked about that being on night 9 or 8, but yeah, it's on night 10 instead. So the main event, New World Order, Miracle Man's Alliance. Never mind, that's JK, that's not going to be the main. But the All Bright's going to beat Vader, though. So a nice little win for the Miracle Man's Alliance team to at least get something going into the final show. Yeah, the main should be this. Masao and Nuki Sano against Kawada and Liger, which dream team of Liger and Kawada teaming up. But yeah, because it's two fresh teams, having them draw, I think it's the safest bet there. But the co-main, let's see. So we got a British Combat Club New World Order matchup. This is definitely going to be on the undercard. Tuco Scorpio is going to beat Doug Williams. Takara Mori and Jun Akiyama against Holy Demon Armies. We're going to have Hashimoto beat Takara Mori. I think that's the right call there. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Yeah, then Fuchi and Hayabusa. So Hayabusa's going to beat Nasa Fuchi. So I think what we're going to do... Yeah, but this... Nice. Alright, and then, we'll have Ogawa and Shinzaki here, which Shinzaki's gonna beat Ogawa. So yeah, I mean, Fuchi did not only pin Hayabusa, but then Hayabusa get that win back too. It is awesome. And then for Shinzaki to beat Ogawa, I think a lot of people probably would have expected 50-50, and we're gonna swerve him a little bit, with that. So Akira and Taka Michinoku, as Taka's going to beat him. Akira's pissed. Get over it. As the Kano brothers against Wild and Ready. This is, we'll just stick with that. Because they've had a couple of matches now, obviously. November and February of 98. So the first one on 99 here. And Nakanichi's going to beat Shinji Takano, rather. So I wanted this to be Corkin. I think we're going to keep with that. And yeah, I think we got a pretty good show here. Because Ogawa and Shinzaki, they had the one match, Best of Juniors last year, which Ogawa won. So just a little win back for Shinzaki there. And yeah, I just think this is the right call. Alright, so yeah, night 10 in the books. Let's run it. 65 for the opener. Or 66 rather, excuse me, as Manabu Nakanishi with the German suplex win over Shinji Takano. It's a nice win for Nakanishi. Takayama's up the flagpole he goes. As far as for a 62, that is not bad at all. Not bad at all, especially for a tour show. Akira and Taka have actually a pretty good match. So 74 is Taka with the Michinoku driver in 10-16. And 80 for British Combat Club in the New World Order is Tuco Scorpio pinning Doug Williams the Scorpio Splash. It's a nice little win. Kinsuke Sasaki with an 83. Yeah, just good stuff. 68 for Ogawa and Jinsei Shinzaki. So yeah, Jinsei, right guy gets the win. Ninbutsu? I always forget how to pronounce it. Yeah, I think it's Ninbutsu Powerbomb. It's a fucking praying hands powerbomb, if I remember correctly. Where he kind of does the prayer hands and then into the powerbomb. But it's an awesome finish, though. Jinsei Shinzaki's the man. And that's going to be a guy that I'll always wave the flag for. As Albright's going to beat Vader, Dragon Suplex hold. Obviously, Albright and Vader, they had the UWFI matches against each other, and it's nice to be able to do this again in 99. Which, even though they're not the kind of the superpowers that they were in real life, at that time, but I still am cool with this finish. American Violence Alliance, they needed a win, kind of more than anything, so that's why that's happening. Yeah, Chono's injury, big toll there, so I'm glad that's an undercard match. Hopefully that's, Hayabusa's still going to have to work with that injury, though, so that's going to be unfortunate. But yeah, Hayabusa's going to beat Fuchi in 20 minutes in the 85 for Jun Akiyama Takeo Mori against Hashimoto and Taue. It's a good match. I'm glad Hashimoto beat Takeo Mori, though. Glad we went with that. 93. Holy shit. As Masao and Nuki Sano have great chemistry. Who would have thought? As, Masao and Nuki Sano. It's a good match. Liger and Kawada. It's a good performance. Yeah, that's good stuff. Hell yeah. Time limit draw and Cork and all. Can't beat that. Rapid crowd. They get some good stuff, too. A couple of good singles matches. A couple of good junior matches, to be exact. Like, this was better than the Ogawa Shinzaki match. Funny enough. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Good stuff there, yeah. I'm very, very pleased with that tour. As far as we did our job as far as Abyss getting some big wins. Squashes Anaga, beats Big Titan in a tag. Feel like he's getting better. Which, we saw that he is actually getting better. We just need him to get on the right track here. That'd be a nice signing, Rick Rude. As I just love Rick Rude. I don't know what we do with him, but we'll figure something out. Just kind of curious how WF wants him, too. I'm sure this is going to be a bit of a bidding war. Yeah. WCW can have him for $300,000 per month. Yeah, go ahead and sign 40-year-old Rick Rude. Go ahead. Go right ahead. So yeah, on to the Excite series. We go, the final show. The Excite series is here. We made it. Through hell or high water. We did it. As Hashimoto and Big Van Vader was the main event last year. They had that awesome tag matches, the co-main. Both tag matches with 99s. You gotta love that. As, we'll run the Tokyo Dome, of course. Selling that sumbitch out yet again. Misawa Kawada for the Unified Grand Heavyweight title. Misawa wins and retains. So the last time these two men had a singles matchup that didn't end in a draw, let alone, as far as, because Kawada beat him, Champion Carnival, in 94. Was that the last fucking time they had a match where someone beat the other? Because it was the time of the draw. And that was at the Royal Road in 97. God damn. I tried to make it special, but I think I made it too special. Oh no, Misawa beat Kawada for the Grand Heavyweight title in 95, which is still crazy to think. It's now been 4 years since we've had someone pin another person in this story, but awesome. Yeah, because Kawada, obviously, we had the time of the draw, and then you have the match after that as well, which is awesome. With the Excite series. Of course, that ended up being pushed back, because that was originally supposed to happen in, 93, but then, Kawada, he tore his ACL? Something happened, he was out for, a year. Yeah, that's the last time they've had a singles match for the title. Is that their last singles match? Oh, yeah, that's right, we talked about the Royal Road in 97. It was the last time they had an actual match, but the last time for the title was in 95. 4 years coming, and Misawa beats him. Awesome. Co-main event. We have, of course, Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko taking on the Can-Am Express. Crawford beats, we'll have him beat Wild Pegasus, get that win back. Should be a banger. Should be an absolute banger there. Looking forward to that one. So, as far as now, I think, if I'm trying to remember correctly, I believe the Junior Heavyweight title matchup is next. Yeah, Liger and Nuki Sano. We have a new Junior Heavyweight champion, and Jushin Thunder Liger. I think everyone probably saw this coming. The big comeback, the return, the new look. Now he's got the belt again, and he was the first. No, he wasn't the first champion. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was the first champion, and his second reign was in 96, 97. So yeah, not holding the belt in 98 at all. Now he's got it again in 99. Third reign for him, and I think it's been a well-deserved run as well for that man. Now, I believe the 6-man tag team titles are next. Yes, Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army. They retain here. Kenta Kobashi is going to beat Masato Tanaka. Fun match, though. Fun fucking match there. Headhunter and Vampiro against Big Titan and Terry Funk. No surprise here, we have new All-Asia Tag Team Champions. This Headhunter is going to beat Big Titan. I love that, though. Los Bravano getting some belts. Always nice to see. And then the junior heavyweight tag team title matchup, Masafuchi Yoshinori against Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. They retain, and it's Jinsei Shinzaki getting the big win over Ogawa again. Love it. I just feel like everyone's probably expecting a title change potentially, for Chi and Ogawa. As far as, because also this kind of sets the tone for the whole Holy Demon Army, because they're going to lose at every match. The 6-man, the heavyweight title matchup, everything's not going to go their way here in the 6-side series. Then we have the Miracle Vines Alliance Chono Muto matchup. Chono is going to beat Gary Albright, and after the match, Doc he's had enough. Fucking backdrop driver on the Albright. Picks him up. Doctor bombs him, man. Out comes Taz, like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing? And Doc kills him with a lariat, and he hits him with a backdrop driver and a Doctor bomb as well. Leaves them both laying. Doc has essentially said fuck that shit regarding the Miracle Vines Alliance. So that is no more. What a run they had, though. I think this is time. Terry Gordy's contract's coming up. We're going to let him go. Taz is probably going to go to FMW to end out his run here. And Albright, probably the same thing. They're just not really... Doc's a great talent, and he's going to still be around, obviously. But you're going to see that kind of transition to what he's doing next. Probably not the next episode exactly, because that's the Champion Carl. Maybe the finals. You'll see it, but... it's going to be a nice little turn for him. So that's going to be nice. Los Piranha, though, BWO, the 8-man junior tag matchup to start off the show. Taka Michinoku's going to beat Honoro with a, as far as I think that's maybe not the best case scenario. Probably Brad Armstrong getting the win, so we'll go ahead and do that. Best guy beating the worst guy, basically, there. But yeah, as far as Masala's now going to go into the Champion Carnival as the champion. Kawada losing the main event, maybe that might motivate him to get back out there and go for the Champion Carnival for the second time. As far as it might motivate Taue even to win it for the first time. Obviously, Doc now, this new, as far as this now unaffiliated Doc might go on a run, and it's kind of his focus is clear on himself. Potentially there, as this is going to be big to see how that Champion Carnival plays out. I think that's, I don't think we're going to do a post-show or anything like that. I think we'll run it. As a 79 for the opener. And Brad Armstrong with a 90. How about that? Taka Michinoku, though, with a 75 is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Second best guy in the match. And Psychosis and Damien been damn near since the beginning, so that's an awesome. And fucking La Parka got outperformed by Honoro, so probably should have La Parka take the loss, but that's alright. Side Russian leg sweep nonetheless. It's a good performance. 90-7 for the Miracle Vines Alliance Chono Muto matchup. Yakuza kick from Chono, pinning Albright. Chono's injury, Albright's dealing with his stamina issues. It's definitely a risk, getting rid of such a great team and such a legacy team like Miracle Vines Alliance and that whole stable, that whole group. But I think it's time. I think it's time for something new, for Doc specifically, and to turn on those guys. I think it's a good call. He's had enough. He's had enough. As 92 for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship matchup, as Jinsei Shinzaki getting the submission win, though. Hayabusa now being 100% for this matchup helped us out a lot. Right team wins. Shinzaki with a 70 now. Hayabusa and Shinzaki are awesome. They're in real life. They had a pretty good All Asia Tag Team title run too. So I'm not really too impressed with how they've been booked in this series. They've been booked pretty well now, especially in the late 90s. It's Headhunter and Vampiro beating Big Titan and Terry Funk. Good call here, obviously. Getting rid of the belts off of Terry Funk and Big Titan, but Vampiro and Headhunter. I think they're going to be a good team, especially, Vampiro with a 91. That was actually a really good performance from him. 95 from the 6-man tag team matchup. Masato Tanaka takes a burning hammer. I love that's the Uber finish, and he keeps on hitting it. Obviously it's a major show, but we kind of wanted that to be saved for, actual singles matches against tougher opponents, but I get it. But, Hashimoto, Kobashi, Akiyama, 94, 93, 90, all great guys. Kanemaru 88, 87 from Taue. Tanaka even with a 78. I'm definitely pleased with that as well. went really well. 95 again for Liger and Nukisano. It's Liger getting the win with a brainbuster in 21:39 to new junior heavyweight champion. As the NWO gets some gold. For them at a 99 for the co-main, D. Malenko Wild Pegasus 99-98. Killing it there. As they lose, though, to the Can-Am Express. First offense for them. Crop with a 98, 86 for Furnace. Just all around, I think that was a great win, a great match. Yeah, Crawford the Tiger Driver over Wild Pegasus. Love it. And another 99. Thought this was going to be 100, but that's alright. 299 from Kawada Misawa. Tiger Driver from Misawa. Was hoping he was going to hit the Tiger Driver 97 here, but guess not, because I added that. I added the 97. Added the 90. No, he already had the 91, I think. Might not have, but yeah, added both the 97 and 91. Because he also has the Emerald Flosion too as a, like Uber finish. Yeah, it's like 3 Uber finishes, but yeah, it's an awesome win, awesome main event. Yeah, I loved it. I mean, main and co-main delivered, and that fucking tag match delivered, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, that was awesome. Awesome stuff. That 6-man title run's been great to see from them. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very pleased with how everything's going. We usually just are going to have, like, one match that's not going to be great, and it's the Steal the Show match, obviously, but that's fine. We need something to open up the show, and that's kind of the best case scenario. So, obviously, we want to put over Misawa and Kawada, and I think we're going to put over Malenko as well, because he's been great at putting guys over, and wanting to still put guys over. He wants to put over Jericho next, which is just awesome. But yeah, the Champion Carnival, and around the corner here, as this is going to be a hell of a Champion Carnival. You got Kawada Misawa now as the champions, going to be in different blocks. You got a hell of a lineup to go through. I mean, you're going to have 20 of some of the, I would say 20 of the best workers in the world, depending on, maybe, we'll say 15 just to be safe, but I mean, relatively close to the top 20 in the world. So that's going to be a hell of a tournament. Hell of a tournament for sure. New champion in WCW. Who is it? It's Steamboat. CS champ. It's crazy seeing him still working 99. And so obviously, just injuries don't catch up to him, and he ends up being able to keep on working. But yeah, I mean, awesome February for us. So we actually, made a little over $1 million. Everything's just going our way right now. But yeah, I mean, as far as Champion Carnival around the corner, it's going to be a big tournament. As I mean, it's the bullseyes are on the backs of the champions in Kawada Misawa, and Kawada has something to prove after losing to Misawa here, and this is going to be huge. I think it's going to be the best one yet, and it's going to be a tough order to go over that, because the Champion Carnivals from last year, the finals specifically, Kobashi and Kawada was awesome, and Kaiji Muto and Steve Williams the year before that was awesome as well. 299s in 98, 97. So this is looking for a third one in a row. Definitely could happen. Yeah, I think this is going to be a Champion Carnival to remember for sure. With that 99 prestige, we got to keep that up too. It's crazy. The heavyweight title's only at 87, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, I thought that would up to 88, but I guess not. Oh, the junior heavyweight title's up more. That's funny. Tag titles are the same. 6-mans are probably, there's 69. All Asia heavyweight titles are 42. And the tag titles are 55. Junior tag titles are 40. Yeah, it's pretty fair. Alrighty, so we'll catch you guys next time for episode 67. Take care, everyone. Sorry again for the delay. As this was supposed to come out on Sunday, which is just going to be one day delayed. Now it's going to end up being on Monday, because by the time this gets rendered and whatnot, it'll be like 10, 11 o'clock on Sunday, so now it's going to get pushed to Monday, but that's alright. It's still going to be out, and everyone's hopefully going to be excited to see it. Hopefully everybody enjoys the show, and enjoys this episode, as we'll catch you guys next time.